Good evening and welcome to Trending Tonight, the only show on primetime television where we care to explain the news behind the trend. We are again going to focus on the farmers' plight, the farmers' protest, because we still believe that this is a story that deserves space and it should continue to deserve space on primetime. The point is that the government has proposed, but the farmer has disposed. The government made certain proposals, certain recommendations, written recommendations and proposals, which have been completely rejected by the farmers. Rejected by the farmers. They say that no, this is not acceptable, and we'll explain to you in great detail what the government has proposed and what the farmers have disposed. In fact, they are planning to take their protest to the next level. Now, is that right or not, or the manner in which they are going to protest from here on, is that right or not, is going to be very, very significant. We'll discuss that in great detail. Also, the political side of the story. Today, we had a lot of results coming out as far as the Rajasthan rural poll victory is concerned for the BJP. The BJP was quick to turn this around into a referendum on farm bills. What does the Rajasthan Congress feel? We will be in an exclusive conversation with Sachin Pilot. He's spoken to NDTV. We'll play out that interview in just a short moment. Okay, so the news first, to explain to you what has been proposed and what has been disposed. So the government has sent a new proposal to farmers and the farmers have rejected it. So there's a written assurance on support price, which the government proposed. States can make registration of mandi traders mandatory, which the government proposed. States can register private mandis, which the government proposed. State governments may impose fees on private mandis. Farmers' concerns on pollution laws is likely to be discussed. This is all the proposal that the government has proposed. Farmers will have the option to go to courts. Remember, this was a huge issue. Farmers' land will not be attached. No change in the existing system of electricity bill for farmers, and contract between the farmer and the company will be registered within 30 days. All of these proposals have been rejected by the farmers. A big cross. They say that the manner in which you are bringing about these amendments and the trust deficit, it's very difficult for us to accept these proposals right now. So it's much better that you scrap the law and build it grounds up again, factoring in all concerns, like a cleaner, better law. But the government is no mood to relent. The government does not want to give in, as of this moment at least. So the next step that has happened is that the farmers have intensified their stir. So now the farmers say that they are going to block the Delhi-Jaipur highway and the Delhi-Agra highway also, and this will be complete by the 12th of December. Now this is a matter of huge concern, not just for the government, but also for all those people who are going to travel on these roads. That the Delhi-Jaipur and the Delhi-Agra highway is likely to be blocked by farmers by the 12th of December. That means they could do it earlier also. There will be daily protests in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. That's the action plan, at least what they've announced today. The farmers have said that they will sit on a dharna at every toll plaza and effectively make these toll plazas free for vehicle movement, which means that they will stop the NHAI from collecting toll at these toll booths. Now, how are they going to do that? Will that not create a law and order issue, which is a huge matter of concern? From the 14th of December, they say that they will protest in front of houses of all BJP ministers and leaders. They will protest across the country and gherao the district collectors' offices. And this is a rather unique form of protest. All Ambani Adani services and outlets, someone even mentioned JioPhone, will all be boycotted, that they are not going to use these facilities. So that's the situation as of this moment. Let me now quickly introduce our guest this moment, Ravinder Cheema, Vice President of the Rashtriya Adatiya Kisan Sangh, is going to be with us in just a short moment. Dr. M.J. Khan, Chairman of the Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture, and Dr. Nasir Hussain, National Spokesperson and Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party. Thank you very much. Let me first begin with you, Dr. Khan. I want to know from you, the proposals that have been presented in front of the farmers have been rejected outright. Now, most of these proposals that the government has made were a matter of concern for the farmers. So they've agreed in some way or the other. The farmers feel that all of this is piecemeal. and it's also knee-jerk. So the law itself is not going to be strong enough if you will tinker around with it, and then eventually the farmer will suffer. So why not scrap it and get a new law? What do you have to say?
This is very unfortunate. Unfortunate is in the sense that instead of jubilation, there are agitations. Unfortunate in the sense that last 20 years, the expert groups, I have been leading from the front that government must introduce the market side reforms because there is a surplus of almost every commodity. Now, what is required is the investment in the market side, the trade to open up, the partnerships to be formed, and industry to play a major role in addition to the FPOs that are being formed. In fact, in the last budget, there is allocation of 5,000 crores of rupees to create 10,000 FPOs. So in these three legislations put together, all that we had been demanding, not only that experts, but also the political parties, including the Sharad Pawar when he was agriculture minister, including a committee headed by Mr. Huda when he was Chief Minister Haryana. So that committee almost similar kind of legislations were advocated. Now we do not see much.
Dr. Khan, one moment. Dr. Khan, suggesting a legislature and implementing a bill are two different things.
No, I'm coming to that also. There may be difference, and one may have the reasons to oppose the manner in which these ordinances were brought in, and no consultation that took place. In fact, initially the 3 rounds of informal consultation meetings that took place at the residence of the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh ji. So farmers had very limited demands to make. As the protest sites shifted to Delhi, the demands kept on increasing, and today there is a deadlock. Farmers are asking completely scrap that. Now my point is
Dr. Khan, then in that case, would the government be in a position to perhaps share what were the initial demands of the farmers? See, also, why can you not understand that perhaps the farmers also were in the process of reading the bill, and as they read more and understood more, they realized that they need to ask more?
No, it was not the case. In fact, the first consultation meeting that took place with the farmers was as late as 30th of September, followed by almost every week that one meeting or the other took place.
Sure.
3 consultations took place with the farmers' body. They were limited to demands. One, that give the MSP continuity in writing. So what was being assured from Prime Minister to everyone, there was a consistency, but they wanted only that.
Dr. Khan, while I agree with you, you're saying that this proposal talks about giving MSP guarantee in writing, but the BKS, the Bharatiya Kisan Sangh, an RSS affiliate organization, itself is saying that MSP must be brought as a law. They say that in its present form, these farm bills are not acceptable.
So whatever was the form of that assurances in written form, whether it was through ordinance to be made
legal sanctity to MSP, that's their demand.
Second point was that MSP to be enforced on the trade. So we did a lot of calculations and we came to the conclusion that 60 million tons is what is traded. Sure. If you put the 500 rupees difference, 5,000 rupees per ton, then it works out to be rupees 30,000 crores of extra burden on the trade, which is not very huge. It is possible. But the issue was, the counter argument from the government side was that implementation will be difficulty. Compliance will be a huge issue, because if the private sector is asked to buy at MSP and market prices continue to be low, then how will it sell? So therefore, there will be difficulty that farmers will face. Trade will not come forward to get into the procurement.
So I hope you realize this is exactly the concern that the farmers have. Agriculture is not a profitable. It's first of all, it's not a business for the farmer, right? And at the end of it, the farmers are in any case suffering. They don't get profit from it. And then you take away this. You also take away this little comfort that was available to them by proposing that this will lead to a huge loss and it will not make sense in market dynamics. That's exactly the farmers' fear, that eventually MSP will go.
No, if you look at, less than 8% farmers are accessing the MSP. What about 92% farmers? And this green revolution belt that I call, Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh, where mandi system is well established, well functioning, but procurement is confined to rice and wheat. So whether in future we'll continue with rice and wheat as the cropping pattern, or are we there to diversify and get more?
Okay, Dr. Khan, you know, there is also a lot is said about this model being implemented in Bihar and not very promising results coming out from there. But I'm gonna take your opinion on that in just a short moment. Ravinder Cheema as well as Dr. Nasir Hussain are also with us. चीमा जी, मैं आपके पास आना चाहता हूं. अभी आपने सुना खान साहब का क्या कहना है. वो ये कह रहे हैं कि आपने तो अपनी मांगे बढ़ाते चले गए. पहले शुरुआत में आपकी थोड़ी ही मांगे थी, अब तो ये आप बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं कि ये भी दे दो, वो भी दे दो.
नहीं, वहां तक नहीं, स्क्रैपिंग पे बात आ गई है.
हाँ, नहीं, स्क्रैपिंग दे वर डिमांडिंग राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग, बाय द वे. यस मिस्टर चीमा.
मैं सुन रहा था खान साहब को और मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि ये जो बिल लाया गया था, इसमें जो भी इनेक्टमेंट की गई थी, अब मैं थैंक्स करता हूं गवर्नमेंट का कि उन्होंने कम से कम ये रियलाइज किया कि इसमें लैब्स थी और बहुत बड़ी लैब्स थी, और जितने बड़े स्तर पर इसमें जो प्रस्ताव में एडिट किया गया है, अमेंडमेंट की गई है. पर मैं एक बात बताना चाहता हूं कि इन अमेंडमेंट के बाद जो इनेक्टमेंट बनेगी वो तो ऑलरेडी स्टेट्स में प्रेजेंट है. APMC Act has been amended by all state government at the instructions of the central government in 2007. उसमें क्या था कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने
Okay, we seem to have lost that link on Mr. Cheema. But Dr. Nasir Hussain, would you like to take that response? I think that one of the main allegations of Dr. Khan is being extremely polite, and he has not said that, so I'm not going to attribute it to him. But the Bharatiya Janata Party has accused the Congress and other political parties by saying that you have, number one, hijacked a farmers' protest, and now you are misleading them into demanding more and more and more, so that these talks are engineered to a deadlock.
Sanket, let me be very, very clear here. I think the Congress party is not hijacking this agitation. Congress party is for farmers. Congress party is against these three laws. Congress party MPs, including me, we started the hangama in Rajya Sabha. We opposed the bills. We wanted a vote in the Rajya Sabha along with the MPs of the other political parties. 8 of us were suspended, in which I was one of them. So our stand is very, very clear. We want these bills to be repealed. These are unconstitutional. They were not passed according to the practices in the Rajya Sabha, and they are anti-farmer, pro-corporate. These things are very clear. Now coming to the agitation. In Indian democracy, in any democracy, every group, every organization, every union has its own rights to fight, to protest, to agitate against any policy, any bill, any program of the government. Now, initially, I was listening to Mr. Khan very attentively. He says that the number of demands have expanded, that again, maybe because of the opposition parties. Let me say, this is a farmers' agitation. We have extended support. We are against the bills. Initially, the farmers were in different groups. In different parts of the country, farmers have their own unions. They don't belong to one union. Different groups, different organizations, different states. Now they all have come together. About 250 farmers organizations on a united platform. They have prepared their own demand, and they are fighting against the government. Now it is up to the government as to how they will talk with the farmers, how they will bring the farmers on the discussion table, until what extent they will agree to the demands of the farmers. And this is how any agitation happens in any part of the world. We have seen in students' agitation, we have seen in different agitations in our own country. So accusing the opposition of hijacking, or accusing the opposition of supporting the farmers' agitation is something which the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to divert the attention of the countrymen from this agitation.
Sure. Okay.
We are very clear. Congress stands with the farmers, and will stand with them till the last fight of the farmers.
Okay, okay. Mr. Cheema, sorry, we lost your connection, so you can complete what you were saying.
मैं ये कहना चाहता था कि 2003 में यूपीए सरकार ने सभी स्टेटों को एक डायरेक्शन दी थी कि वो अपना एपीएमसी एक्ट जो है वो अमेंड कर लें, और उसके अमेंडमेंट के बाद उसमें ये प्रोविजन है जो अब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट आफ्टर अमेंडमेंट जो प्रस्ताव वो लेकर आए हैं वो ऑलरेडी प्रोवाइडेड है पूरे नॉर्थ इंडिया के। मैं उस समय वाइस चेयरमैन था एग्रीकल्चर मार्केटिंग बोर्ड पंजाब का, और हमें भी वो प्रस्ताव आया था यूपीए की तरफ से कि आप अपना एक्ट अमेंड कर लो। हमने सबने एक्ट अमेंड कर लिए। जो प्रोविजन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट अब डालना चाहती है वो तो ऑलरेडी मौजूद हैं। तो अब जो प्रोविजन एडिट की गई है उसके बाद इस कानून में कुछ बचा नहीं है, और मैं ये चाहता हूं कि किसानों के बेनिफिट के लिए इस देश में बहुत कुछ करना।
नहीं, एक सेकंड चीमा जी, आप कह रहे हैं कि अगर ये सब अगर प्रपोजल्स लागू हो गए तो कानून में कुछ बचा नहीं है। तो आप मुझे बताइए कि अगर ऐसा है तो ये तो फिर एक तरीके से आपके हित में ही हुआ ना?
नहीं, ऐसा है ना
कि तो सरकार का कानून कमजोर हो गया, जैसा सरकार चाहती थी वैसा नहीं हो रहा।
जो हमारा एप्रीहेंशन है वो ये है कि सरकार इस अमेंडमेंट को, इन रेजोल्यूशन को इन फ्यूचर कभी भी जो है
बदल देगी,
वो दोबारा मतलब जो है इसको अमेंडमेंट कर सकती है।
जैसे बाय दैट लॉजिक मिस्टर चीमा, एनी लॉ कैन बी अमेंडेड।
यस, आज देखो, अगर लोकतंत्र में लोगों की आवाज सुनी जाती तो जैसे ये बिल पास किए गए राज्यसभा में, जैसे ये बिल पास किए गए पार्लियामेंट में, जैसे ऑर्डिनेंस में लाए गए, दिस वाज नॉट ए डेमोक्रेटिक वे। सो आने वाले समय में कंपनियों के प्रेशर में हमें अभी हमारे लीडर्स को ये एप्रीहेंशन है कि ये बिल जो है दोबारा इनमें कोई ना कोई छेड़छाड़ करके।
Exactly my point, Mr. Cheema. Let me go back to Dr. Khan. Dr. Khan, by that logic, suppose if the government, let's assume hypothetically that the government repeals this and reenacts a law by keeping all the provisions in mind, right? And then after that brings about an amendment. I think the larger point over here, Dr. Khan, is that there is a trust deficit, a major trust deficit, that the farmers are not willing to trust the government on the bill. Do you think that's the bigger problem?
100%. In fact, initially, farmers' rejection or resentment was by the fact that why the ordinances for a normal business. No consultation before or after that, maybe it was a corona period.
Sure.
But by the time legislations were tabled in the House, there was little more normal life. So some consultations should have taken place. In fact, it is only when the more reports started coming from Punjab that farmers are agitating, and that agitation is growing. Then first meeting took place on 30th September, followed by, I think, 6th October, then some 17th October, and then of course the formal consultation at the Krishi Bhavan, invitation extended by. कहीं ना कहीं कम्युनिकेशन डेफिसिट था, जिससे ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट हुआ, उससे एप्रीहेंशंस क्रिएट हुए, एप्रीहेंशन से एजिटेशंस।
आज कम्युनिकेशन डेफिसिट ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट,
दैट्स करेक्ट,
ओके,
लीडिंग टू एप्रीहेंशंस एंड लीडिंग टू एजिटेशन। इस दौरान कहीं ना कहीं कुछ इंटरेस्ट भी ऑपरेट हो गए, लेकिन जो पूरा जो लीड हो रहा है फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्ट, वो ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन बेल्ट के फार्मर्स है, जहां मंडी सिस्टम स्टेब्लिश्ड है। तो अगर आप फ्यूचर अपॉर्चुनिटीज एग्रीकल्चर में देखना चाहें तो क्या हम राइस और व्हीट पे कंटिन्यू करें और उसको सब्सिडाइज करते रहें, क्योंकि आज इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में जो प्राइस है और जिस प्राइस पे यहाँ पे सरकार को खरीदना पड़ता है, 2.5 लाख करोड़ का एफसीआई को लॉस है।
श्योर, आई थिंक यू आर मेकिंग अ प्रैक्टिकल पॉइंट, बट सी इट अपार्ट फ्रॉम द पॉलिटिक्स, इफ यू मेक सेंस, an economic sense to the farmer, I'm only assuming that the farmer is going to understand. On the part of the government tries to say that these new bills, I mean, the Prime Minister Modi himself said that you can't go into the next century with old century laws, and that's why you need reform. But the larger point is, how do you bring about the reform? Do you bring it in this form, in this format, all of a sudden, with not many concerns being met, and as you said, with a communication crisis? That's, I think, the bigger question. I'm running out of time, but thank you very much to the three of you.